peaceful out here. Rocking the new Titans jersey, number 30. Nice fit, clean colors. Feels good to throw this on. That's 30 on the front and the back, no doubt about it. I'm ready for game day.
Hey, welcome back to the Mechee from the Midwest podcast. I wanted to get in here and hope that everybody's been having a good week. Friday is tomorrow, the weekend's almost here. Couple things on the lineup for the day. If you haven't already, make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. I'm on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Just a quick lineup. I want to get over a few things. I wanted to update y'all on the NFL free agency. It was a couple more signings, a couple small signings, I would say. I don't think anybody um, stood out too much with it being the second week of free agency. But I want to get in there and talk about that. I want to talk about the NBA news. As you know, it's probably like 10, 12 games left in the season. I want to talk about what's going on around the league and talk about my Lakers. Looking good right now. I'm not sure if it's fool's gold, but we'll get into that in a little bit. A documentary that I watched this week called The TikTok Killer. It is on Netflix streaming right now. To me, it's a good watch with people that have social media, just to be more careful when they're running into certain people in life, especially when it comes to social media. I want to talk about that. And then, as I've been telling y'all, any album when music is not out that I've listened to, I want to tap in and talk about a classic album. In my opinion, a classic album from one of my favorite artists, and the artist for today will be Jay-Z. We will talk about what album it'll be when we get there. So, kicking off the show, let's get into the NFL free agency. I was just looking to see was a couple of signings. The Colts picked up Nick Westbrook Akine. He's a former Titan. He played for Miami last year. He's one of those guys that you could throw in and pick up a big. He can have a solid game if he gets the targets, but he's just one of those role players that I really wish the Titans would have signed him back. I'm not hating on him at all, but he went to Miami and he looked terrible, like because he barely got the ball, so his stock went down. He ends up with the Colts. I'm pretty sure they'll find a way to use him. The other signing they picked up Jerry Tillery. I think he came over from the Chargers, defensive tackle. They picked up Cam Taylor Brett, the cornerback from the Bengals, I want to say. Jonathan Owens, I think he's coming over from the Bears. So Colts actually did okay picking up a couple more people. Let me see. We got Tennessee picked up Solomon Thomas. I think I already said that one. Tony Adams, another safety. Uh, Denver was one that they traded for Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle is now on the away from the Miami Dolphins. It looks like they cleaning house over there. Jalen Waddle is now on Denver Broncos, and it gives um, Bo Nix a solid number one, if not solid number two wide receiver in Jalen Waddle. You pair him with Cortland Sutton and Franklin. They got a nice little receiver squad there, but I think Waddle, that's Nick's gonna be able to throw the ball a little deeper now, having speed like that. He'll be able to throw short passes and watch Waddle turn a 5 yard into a 90-yard touchdown or something like that. So I think that's a big piece for Denver. Just when I was thinking that they was gonna go back down and being basic again, I think they're still a playoff team, but with Waddle, I think that gets them over the hump a little bit as far as the offensive core go, because they lack their the running game. I know they still need a little bit of help there. I'm not sure who they're going to draft this year, but Bo Nix will be back, hopefully healthy, and we'll see how that goes in Denver. I think it was one more signing I wanted to say. Let me see. I don't see really too many other people. I want to say it was the Eagles. Yeah, where's the Eagles at? The Eagles picked up Hollywood Brown on a 1 year contract up worth 6.5 million. This is it's an okay pickup to me. Like I said I'll follow all the teams in the NFL. My thing with the Eagles is that Jalen Hurts is a solid quarterback. I just don't think he throws the ball deep too much. Only like if it's a broken play, if it's like an all-out blitz, he sensed the blitz, he'd throw a lob up, and A.J. Brown and Smith would be down there and catch it. You add somebody like Hollywood Brown, he has the speed, but if you watch any of his tape, you will see that it's been plenty of plays where he got deep and he I won't say he overruns the ball. He slows down and the ball ends up getting past him because he just gives up on the play, or he just simply goes up for the ball, and with him being a smaller receiver, they're able to smack the ball out of his hand or he'll drop it or something like that. So I don't see this pushing a needle for the Eagles. It does give them a third receiver, but how happy is AJ Brown? It still looks like AJ Brown doesn't want to be with the Eagles, which is crazy because they just won a Super Bowl 2 years. But he wants to move on. He wants five, not even five. He wants 10, 8 to 10 targets a game, and he wants 8 to 10 catches a game. I know last year they were saying like he is dropping the ball when it came down to it. But if the quarterback's not getting you the ball, if you're arguing with the quarterback, he at some point that relationship is gonna go to waste, and Brown's gonna be on another team. But as of right now, he is still an Eagle. I don't like I said, I don't think this moves the needle for them. And like I said, with Denver, I think this actually helps their offense. So don't get me wrong, it helps the Eagles' offense as well. But I just don't know how Hurts is going to get in the ball, because if he starts feeding Hollywood Brown the ball too much and Smith, who's going to be the odd man out? It's going to be A.J. Brown, and it's going to get more bitching and complaining from him. And like I said, you're going to have to put him up eventually to trade. Now, the rumors are that when it get to June 1st, he can lose about $20 million. It'll be $20 million dead weight or something like that, and they're able to trade him for a cheaper price, which is smart, but we'll see how that turns out. Got a couple, 2 more months on that. So, no, actually 3 months, June 1st. So, yeah, them was the only other pickups I want to say I saw. Just a couple receivers, a couple defensive ends. Let me see. Let me make sure at the NFC. Kobe Bryant, the safety, signed with the Bears. He's coming over from the Super Bowl champion Seattle. That was a good pickup. Green Bay picked up Benjamin St. Juice. I think he came from. Did he come from the Bengals as well? Probably. I think he came from the Bengals. Dotson came over from the Eagles, wide receiver. He's signing with Atlanta Falcons. Nick Folk signed with the Falcons. That's a veteran kicker. I don't see nobody else that really stands out. Ty Chandler came off from the Vikings. He'll be the backup with the Saints. Tampa Bay. I don't see nobody on Tampa Bay. Arizona picked up somebody. Duvernay coming over from Baltimore. They signed him to the Cardinals. I don't look like nobody else really. I don't see. Yeah, I think that's about it as far as NFL go. Like I said, it wasn't nothing really that stood out big. Just a couple speed receivers signing. I think Jalen Waddle out of this week, Jalen Waddle's probably wanted Denver, and of course, I'll say the Eagles followed up with that. Even though I don't see how it's gonna work, it's too much drama around AJ Brown. I don't know how it's gonna work with Hollywood Brown, because Hollywood Brown was just with Kansas City Chiefs with Mahomes, the best quarterback in the league, and he barely got 500 yards with a couple of touchdowns. He just, like I said, he drops the ball too much. He gets open and eventually lets the cornerbacks catch up to him somehow. It's weird, but if you've seen the tape, you will know that this is not the big splash as an Eagles fan would say. But I've already had a couple Eagles fans saying that this is the one that get them over the hump and all that type of stuff. But that's Eagles talk. That's all I got for NFL, man. Let's take a quick commercial break and let's get in here and talk a little bit about the NBA. What's going down in the NBA?
The NBA playoffs are around the corner. Lakers game, what we doing? Call me if you need me.
All right, let's get in here and talk about the NBA. I want to get into the standings real quick and let y'all know what teams are hot right now. And as far as hot teams, Who's the hottest in the East? In the East right now, Atlanta Hawks are on an 11-game winning streak, and they're in the AFC currently. The West, OKC is on a 10-game win streak. The Lakers are currently on a 7-game win streak. We're actually playing Miami right now, losing first quarter, but hopefully we can pull our head out of us and win that game. So as of now, I'll say the top 10 because y'all know that they do the play-ins and stuff right now. So going from 10, we have Charlotte, Philly, Atlanta, Miami, Orlando, Toronto, Cleveland, the Knicks, Boston, and Detroit. Out of all those teams, Tatum is back for Boston. They're starting to look good. Look like they ain't missed a beat. Tatum is starting to get comfortable out there. I know the first couple of games, he was kind of nervous because tearing what is it, Achilles? I want to say it was his Achilles. Coming back from an injury like that, you're going to be very cautious. You're not going to believe in your shot. You're not going to believe in just the takeoff from jumping and shooting the ball, making your cuts and all that type of stuff. But he's starting to get better. He's starting to look good, man. So I'll say right now he's playing the Robin role because he's letting Jalen still do his thing because he's been all year, which is good. But Boston is looking good. Detroit, they are 49-19, but they got news that Cade Cunningham had a what is it called? A punctured rib. So he's out for a couple weeks. The playoffs start next month, so this is a big blow for them right now because this could be the chance with Boston being 3 games behind, the Knicks being 4 games behind. They can pass up Detroit and they can lose their number 1 seed and end up playing one of those middle teams that's still hungry, trying to sneak their way into the playoffs. So this is going to be a tough road, but hopefully Detroit can play it together. I'm not really sure what their schedule looking right now, but they're playing a couple of easy teams currently. Yeah, Knicks look okay. I just don't believe the hype in them. Atlanta, I'm very with them being on 11-game win streak. Like they've been playing very impressive right now. They all clicking together at the right time. So I like what they got going on. Milwaukee and Chicago are fighting for the 9th attempt is getting the play in, but they're 7 games behind. So most likely they won't make it into the play in. Moving over to the West, 10 Golden State, Portland, Clippers, Phoenix, Denver, Houston, Minnesota, Lakers, San Antonio, OKC. Clearly, OKC and San Antonio look the best, man. I think that's what it's going to be at the end of the day. They're going to end up playing each other in the championship for the Western Conference Final. I like what the Lakers doing right now. My thing is, like I said, is it fool's gold? Everybody's playing good together. We just beat Houston 2 back-to-back games, which was impressive going against somebody like KD. Usually the rumor was always that once KD and LeBron play, KD ends up missing a game or LeBron miss a game. Like they scared to play each other. But these last couple games, man, LeBron had 30 the other night. Luka dropped 40. Reeves dropped a dub. Luka dropped 30. Bron dropped a triple-double. Like they've been doing their thing on this 7-game win streak. My only concern, as it's always been, I know y'all get tired of me saying it, but it's Ayton. He said he feels like the odd man out. Motherfucker, you is the odd man out because you play like the odd man out. You're the biggest dude on the court. You need to be aggressive. I can't even say be more aggressive because he's not aggressive at all. I wish that he can just be aggressive. Not saying go out there and foul and stuff like that, but be aggressive. When the center gets the ball, the big man get the ball, keep him out the paint. Put your hands up. Talk a little trash to him or something. It just seemed like he shows way too much respect. And that's not the way that you're going to get into the playoffs because I know he plays scary against Jokic. We're going to have to face them. Minnesota, Rudy Gobert, you should be dominating him. He's good on defense, but you can dunk on his head. You can bring him outside the paint and shoot on him. Ayton has a decent shot, and he's able to do that. He's had it since college or maybe since high school, but I'm expecting more from him. I'm not saying that he needs to go out there and drop 20 or 30 points. Give me 15 and 10. I'm okay with that. Give me 15 and 10, and you won't get no complaint from me. But I need you to play defense. Stop just sitting around looking at people take a shot. You should be crashing the boards, getting the rebounds. Easy. You should not have a night where you only got 4 rebounds. That is a problem with me. As far as Austin Reeves, he's been on and off. but we know he's gonna cook. LeBron's gonna do his part, of course, and Luka is Luka. But Luka got to stop talking to the crowd and stuff like that. He got to zone in because this is the perfect time to pick up all the wins we can so we can play a lower seed and hopefully get the sweep so we can get all the rest we need because it's that second round. If we get out the first round, it's going to have to be against somebody as in the Spurs or the Thunder, and that's just what it is. Overall, I like what we're doing on a 7-game win streak. Um, Keep up the energy. Like I said, we're playing Miami right now. This is a back-to-back night. I'm not sure if we'll pull it off, but I'm hoping we do. If we lose, I understand. Like I said, you playing all these back-to-back games, usually you're gonna drop one, but we'll see. I'm about to go check that out once I get off of here. But that's all I got for NBA, man. Like I said, Boston looking good over in the East. Detroit gonna have some issues with Cade being down for a minute. Um, Atlanta, I won't say that they can. If Atlanta make the playoffs, right? If excuse me, if they make like the 7th seed and they have to play a team like Detroit with Cade being out or injured, they can pull off that upset. That's the team that Atlanta got. So that's one of my sleeper teams for the playoffs when it happens is Atlanta. And like I said, the West, man, it depends on if Clay comes back because they're right now currently in the 8th seed. If they make that 8th seed and Curry, you let Curry in the door, he'll find a way to pull it out because they just got that championship mentality. They've been there before, and it's not a team you want to play. Even though they might not look good on paper, when you get Curry out there, it's always going to be some competition. So that's all I got for NBA right now, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning into the NBA segment. Let's take a commercial break and get back in here and let's get into the music for the week. My classic album by one of my favorite artists. Well, actually, my favorite artist. We'll talk about that in a second.
The classic album we talking about will be the one and the only GOAT. Sean Carter. Y'all don't know nothing about no good music. I got on gray with a icy chain and grill. Classic.
What's going on, y'all? Let's get in here and let's talk a little music. Tonight, I want to get into a classic album. If you don't know me, I'm telling you now, my favorite artist of all time is Jay-Z, aka Sean Carter, aka Jigga Man. I want to get in here and tell y'all about the classic album, one of my favorite classic albums, and that album is the Black Album. I want to get in here and give y'all my favorite 5 tracks off the Black Album. If you never heard the Black Album, let's not talk music. We shouldn't be talking music. Skip past the music portion because you don't know music if you ain't never heard goddamn the Black Album. Like, come on, man. The Black Album, it had how many? 14 songs on here. Oh man, I don't. It's tough to pick 5 out of here, but I want to do this like live. Um, I would say, what more can I say? Encore. Mm, damn. What more can I say? Encore. Public service announcement. No, is that the full song? I think it is. Let me make sure. Because I thought public service announcement was on something else. Okay, I'm tripping. Yeah. All right, we good. So, public service announcement. So, PSA. Um, my first song, and I'll say threat. I'll say, damn, that's a tough one between threat and moment of clarity. Mm, oh, my first song. I'm tripping. So, what more can I say? Encore, PSA, my first song, and I'll say threat because it got what threat got Cedric the Entertainer on there like doing like a little skit while Jay-Z rapping and shit. But this tape, I don't think, Black Album, that's another thing. When it comes to classic albums, some of these albums, when it's just the rapper on there, ain't no feature rappers on there, it's just them straight bars. Classic. Black Album came out 2003. I'm trying to think. I was in high school at the time. This was the album when Jay-Z was saying he was about to retire and everything. And when he dropped this tape, it was over with. He retired or was coming out of retirement. I think when he retired, this was when he dropped the tape. But this is one of my. I'll say this is my. I'll say my. It might be my number one album of all time by Jay-Z. The second one would probably be Blueprint 3. And then I like 444. I know a lot of people sleep on it, but it's just all about the growth of me as a man and listening to like certain songs on there. I think that stood out more. But he got 14 albums. That I think they're probably my favorite three. But I just wanted to get here and give y'all my favorite 5 songs off of the Black Album, one of the best albums ever created. If you haven't heard it, this is your sign to go listen to the Black Album. Tomorrow's Friday. Get up, stream it, run the strings up for Jigga Man. Again, my favorite 5 songs on here, I think y'all should go right to them. What more can I say? Encore, Threat, PSA, and my first song. All 5 of those songs straight fire. With 14 songs on here, this is one of those tapes, no skips to me. Personally, I think it's no skips. So that's all I got for music, man. I want to say tomorrow Mike Will is dropping a tape, so he should have a lot of artists out on this tape. I think I'm gonna give that a listen, and if I'm feeling it and I can figure out 5 songs on there, my favorite 5 songs on the tape, that'll be the next album I review going into next Friday. If not, I'm gonna just stay on my classic albums. I'll let y'all know who that's gonna be when I get to it. But that is all I got for the music, man. Let's take a quick commercial break and get into the last topic for the night on the Mechee from the Midwest podcast.
Have you saw the TikTok killers on Netflix? Tune in to the Mechee from the Midwest. Let's rap about it.
All right, y'all, let's wrap this show up. My last topic for the night. I was on Netflix. I won't say I was avoiding this docu-series, but I enjoy watching docu-series. I watch a lot of ID channel, HBO Max, all those documentaries and stuff like that. I'm not fascinated by it. I just enjoy watching it because it's so many signs that you could leave if you were to get hurt or something like that. I think, like, I'm not an investigator or anything like that, but I feel like this is how a lot of cases been solved in the world, and I just find it interesting to see the crazy things that people do in this world. And then I try to wonder, like, what was going through their head, like what can make you lash the hell out and do disrespectful or ignorant things like that and take somebody's life just for you to know that once you do this, at some point you're going to get caught and you're going to do 25 to life. And then once you get to prison, when people get there and see the type of person you is and the bullshit you did, they're gonna fuck you up in there. So I never understood it, but what I'm talking about is the TikTok killer. This is on Netflix right now, streaming. I think it's in the top 10. It should be in the top 10. I want to get into the breakdown of it and what I thought about it. Just a quick breakdown. Okay, so this is a 2-part series. This is it is in the location is Spain. So you might want to put this, if you can't speak from over there, Spanglish. If you can't do that, then you need to be able to sit down and put that shit on English so you can hear what the hell they saying. Because I've never been to Spain. I'm not too sure on their language, on what they're speaking. But the whole story is pretty much about a lady disappears after meeting a TikTok influencer who turns out to have a dark, violent past. So the first series, the victim, Esther Estepa, she is 42-year-old woman, right? She's travels dolo to Spain, and she's trying to rebuild her life after a rough relationship. She just got out of a rough relationship back in the States. She wasn't feeling it, and maybe she went through a couple rough patches in life. And she ends up going to Spain and meeting this guy, this older gentleman that's a TikTok influencer. He pretty much vlogs all day. He's walking around Spain, just talking about, hey, this spot right here, this what happened here. This is, if you stand from this view, you can see this monumental thing over here and stuff like that. And his name is Jose Matella. His nickname is Damanita or something like that. He comes off now on here. If you got TikTok, I just started getting on TikTok, which is crazy, but on TikTok, people, like I said, they just vlog, they walking around and stuff. And on the video, on the docu-series, he seems like a nice dude, like an older gentleman walking around. He's building a big fan base, so everybody's tuning into this page and stuff like that. And he's talking about his encounters with people that he's met. Now, what people don't know is that he's been convicted before for a couple of murders, a few murders, and he ended up doing 28 years in prison. Nobody knew this about him because I guess, like I said, he just went under the radar after all those years. So what happens is in August 2023, Esther ends up disappearing, and when she disappears, the family starts receiving text messages. And for one, like you said, you know how your child or your kid or your family member talk during text, how you can tell, like, oh, wait a minute, this don't seem right, because they never use these words, or they don't even text like that. And after they start receiving the text messages, the phone ends up dying and they don't hear nothing else from her. Mind you, she's over in Spain, right? The last person to see her was a TikToker, right? So he's on vlogs going around the city and stuff, and it's been a couple places that pop up that he goes to, and he's like, oh, this is where I met Esther at. This was one of my favorite people I ever met in my life. And then he starts going into it, making it seem like they were in this relationship and stuff like that. And he starts continue posting videos about her disappearance, saying, "Oh well, one day, because I don't want to give it all away, but one day they was going to the hospital, and he was saying, I'm gonna go to the hospital with her because she was injured or whatever." And it sounded weirder because it's like, well, if you love her so much and you care for her, why would you let her with the injury go to the hospital by herself? Like, it don't make sense. So pretty much he started contradicting himself. The bad part of the crazy thing about it, he starts reaching out to the mom, the dad, and some of the friends, and he's texting them like, hey, I know y'all worried about her, but we're going to get to the bottom of this. I'm going to find her. I'm on a journey to find her. So he literally starts going back through all these different places that he said he met her at, and he's looking for her, well, say he's looking for her, and he even goes to the spot where he actually murdered her at. Like, it's just crazy. As it continues to go on, they what was it? They found some DNA. No, how it pretty much ends is um on the second series is when they find out he's a serial killer. The friends start looking into this guy, and they find out that he actually murdered 4 times. I want to say he ended up murdering somebody back in the days. He murdered like 2 couples, and then of course her. So they start doing DNA tests and everything like that. And what they do one day, they find a skull in this little area, and they come to find out that it was actually Esther's skull. They run the DNA test, they find out it's her. They get the DNA test, and it actually matches his dumbass for because he assaulted her or whatever. Now he was, like I said, on the vlogs and stuff he's doing on TikTok, he's telling everybody this was his girl, like he's a woman's man and stuff. But then when you see him, like, not to judge a dude, it's like, ain't nobody falling for you, dog. He even got videos of sitting there talking, acting like he's talking to a lady friend in the background, talking to himself. So you can just tell this dude's a fucking psycho. You know, already killed 4 or 5 people already. You ain't fooling nobody no more. So they find out that he sexually assaulted her by going through his phone. They unlocked his phone and stuff and see that he had pictures of her in the phone. And the way that they found him was he was at one area. And like I said, this is when he just feeling himself. He's thinking that he's getting over on the people with the murder. he's sitting at the table at this little restaurant, and on the video, he's like, "Hey, what is this restaurant called?" The owner says, "Oh, it's called this." And next thing you know, about 5-10 minutes later, here come the detectives come in, swoop in on his ass. That's when they run the DNA test and come to find out that he actually murdered this lady. Now, this whole time I said it's so disturbing because he was reaching out to the family, telling them that he's on a search looking for them. Whole time he done already murdered her, living his life, building a big influence page because he's getting thousands of views. And once you start getting thousands of views and stuff like that, people, TikTok, I think they said like they pay you after a certain amount. So he's getting money off of hiding a murder, and it finally came to the light that he was a murderer, and he ended up murdering this young lady. Now in 2026, he's just now going to trial 3 years later. So hopefully, to me, I'm pretty sure he's going to get the death penalty because he looked like he might be in his late 60s or 70s, something like that. And I'm just glad that the family got they got the information they needed so they can move on and get the closure they needed. I know it's rough. I could only imagine letting your child go somewhere. I mean, when she's 42 years old, knowing that she's going somewhere dolo, to a different country, and she ends up getting murdered by somebody she thought was a friend or whatever, or like they could do, he's not the type of person that she would want to be with. So it's just tough seeing, man. But I just wanted to give y'all a summary of it. I do want y'all to go look at the documentary and let me know what you think of it. I thought it was a great documentary. It's only a 2-part series. I think 45, 50 minutes episodes. I think it was a good watch. Hopefully this, by watching this makes you be a little bit more careful when it comes to social media, the people you follow. If you're meeting up with people trying to be cool with them and stuff, look into the background of these people. Just don't go out there being friendly with everybody because it's murderers out there, it's killers, it's some crazy people in this world, man. So I just want y'all to tap into that. Like I said, I'm big on documentaries and stuff like that and self-awareness stuff. So that's all I got for y'all this week, man. I want to thank y'all for tuning in to Mechee from the Midwest podcast. We got into a little bit of NBA talk, a little NFL talk. We talked about a classic album, the Black Album, and I gave y'all a TV show, well, a docu-series that y'all can watch on Netflix. It's streaming right now, The TikTok Killer on Netflix. That's all I got for y'all. Once you see this video, it's Friday, so happy Friday to everybody tuning in right now. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend to subscribe to the channel. Continue to run my subscribers up. I'll continue pushing the content. It's only going to get better as it has been. At least for me, I feel like it's been getting better. If you want to be on the show, if you want to tell your story, you want to talk about any topics, whatever, I'm down to talk about anything. Hit up the DM or comment on the YouTube page or DM me on my socials, TikTok, Mechee for the Midwest, on Instagram and TikTok, Mechee for the Midwest. Or if you got my Facebook, hit me up on there. Just DM me, man, and we'll chop it up. Y'all talk about sports, TV shows, movies, whatever. We'll get in here and talk about that. But that's all I got for y'all. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Catch y'all.
All black tonight. Shirt says it all. Mechee from the Midwest. Been a long day, but the city stays awake. Hold up. You see that? MFTM in the sky. Guess they're calling.